Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday to you all. And today is a bit bittersweet because this is going to be posting in one of my last few days here out west in Canada anyway. We'll still be coming back to Colorado for a few weeks. But however, bittersweet and we've been away from internet connection and all that type of stuff all week. So I figured I would wrap up this week with something that I usually tend to do or I tend to pull myself towards when getting out there. I'm trying to recollect myself, trying to reground myself when stuff gets a little crazy and we need to have some type of grounding. And that for me personally is reading books. And today, for a fun Friday, we're going to talk about learning. We're going to talk about some outlets for learning. I'm going to share a few things I've been learning lately. And we're just going to go over these notes. And we're going to see if there's anything in your position that you can take away to try and make a better version of you. That is the point of the show, and that is what we are exactly trying to do here as we finish up the week strong. So if you're still in bed, it's Friday. We got one more day before the weekend. Let's make sure we're ending on a good foot so we feel good about going into the weekend and we can be more present for the people we care most about, whether that's our children, our partner, our friends, our family overall, or maybe you work on the weekends. I work with a lot of real estate agents, and this is when we kind of ramp up and we like to do a lot of planning. We like to do a lot of learning on Fridays to try and have a fun, fruitful way of going into the weekend and getting back ready for the following week. So we're going to introduce some concepts and we're going to kind of dive into it. And again, in your own position, see where you are at with it, see if we can get any key takeaways. But without any further ado, first off, we're going to be talking about this book. It's called The Gap and the Gain. I had introduced a couple times, just like flashing it because I've been reading it lately. By author Dan Sullivan, and he founded a coaching company. And that's, read books about people who've done what it is you want to do. They're like, oh man, if I just had a mentor. It's like books are mentors. It's just like if you took a powerful, smart individual who's already done what it is you want to do, and then they just compressed all of their amazing thoughts into one piece. I'm like, hey, do you think that'd be useful to you? You'd be like, fuck yeah, it would be. I could gain a lot of ground with that. That'd save me a whole hell of a lot of time. And that's why I like to dedicate Fridays to learning. So if you're trying to think of what to do with yourself on Friday and you're not really sure and you need a little grounding and things are feeling a little chaotic, I usually go back to learning. Taking action and implementation on these things can help with progression, growth, and just that, trying to become the very best version of ourselves. So let's go over some notes that they were talking about in this book that I'd been writing down that kind of stuck along with me. Oh, yeah. Not so much of a light one right off the bat. Happiness is not a pursuit. Happiness is not a pursuit, it turns out. It's not something that's at the end of what it is that we're chasing, we're striving to get done, we're trying to accomplish. When I think of the word, working with a lot of entrepreneurs, specifically like real estate agents, we chase these numbers that include how should I put this? We chase these numbers such as like a total sales value. Like I have to get to 10 million in total sales value in order to be recognized, in order to feel good about what it is. And entrepreneurs falling for this, or self-employed individuals, are thinking, I need to be there. If I could just be over there, I would be happy. And unfortunately, this is the gap that they talk about in the book. The gap. When you are comparing yourself to something called an ideal, what you would ideally like to see. I would ideally like to have this big house in Colorado. I would ideally like to have another one in Florida. I like those two places a lot. So that'd be cool to have houses. If I compare myself to that ideal far into the future, that creates this gap. And that can make me very unhappy. It tends to cause a lot of things like it just negative emotions, kicking the shit out of ourselves because we're not where we want to be. versus happiness is being in a state of appreciation, being in a state of gratitude about the things that are encompassing and in our lives right here, right now. Being very grateful and appreciative for such as this rock climbing equipment that we have around here, the place that we have accesses to now. So, or maybe it's the doggos. Dexter, come here. Dexter, dog, dogs. Ah, so just being appreciative of the things and being happy for the things we get to have around us. And that is happiness is definitely a choice. And I've read so many books on this crap, and it still doesn't appeal to me all the time. So, what is this telling me? It's like, okay, I work in this shit. I do this all the time professionally. I do this for a living. And I still feel like crap sometimes, being totally honest. And I still question what it is I'm doing, how I'm going about it. It's like, am I even happy? Why am I not there yet? And that's it, just things in life take work. So don't beat the crap out of yourself because we're built to survive. We're not built to be happy. And understanding that and appreciate and forgiving yourself for that and then just working on it, having maintenance and pulling yourself back into the things. So we need to, and then it goes on to this, when it comes to measuring things, it's best to go with where am I at today and where was I at in the past. When it comes to, we see, and we've talked on the show, I've mentioned it multiple times this week, we can only manage what it is that we measure. We can only manage what we measure. And we cannot manage the future. We cannot manage and measure that ideal thing out in the future. Like that's not, there's no reality to that. And what we can do though is we can compare ourselves what is going on right here, right now, today, compared to what we were doing a couple months ago. For example, I had talked about earlier this week, we did that really cool exercise where over the last 90 days, you tell me 3 skills that you've improved in getting in that state of appreciation. And then also you tell me 3 mistakes that you've made and you forgive yourself. Well, something that if I compare myself to today to myself 3 months ago, when I was getting into coaching, I wanted to be about business. And what I found out is for people to be the best that they can be in business, they have to be the best version of themselves. And it's like, okay, I got to now, and there's usually a heavy emotional load with that, whether it's strains with partnerships, it's strains with children's health, it's strains with, I mean, people got heavy shit going on. And I had a hard time accepting that. Like, holy crap, this is heavy. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if this is even what I want. I like deals. I like real estate. I like money. And then the more I was diving into it and digging into it and matching my values with personal growth and helping people in community, and it's like, holy crap, this is really helpful. We're making a lot of changes. We're really helping people. And it's like, okay. And I started getting a little more excited about it, and kind of just chipping away at it. But when I'm comparing myself to who I was 90 days ago to what I am doing right now, I feel really good. It's like I'm making a lot of progress. I'm getting damn good as a coach. I truly believe that I'm building real skills and able to be there for people, to be a guide, to have right powerful questions, the right curiosity, to get the truth out of us of what is truly capable for us. What can we continue to do to become the very best version of ourselves so we can be the best people for the people who we care about, our children, our partner, our family, our coworkers, and the things that I usually go through. That is the main benefit I've been getting out of what we've been doing in coaching, is making the best version of us and having this ripple effect of helping other people, because living is giving. So having focus on that versus what is the ideal. So what is the ideal for me? I talk about, I have rental properties and I have a coaching company, and my dream is to merge the two together into a resort type place to where you can get massages and where you can just go there really dig in deep about awareness and clarity of where you're really at and where do you want to go and what's a realistic plan with our resources to make a match for that. I want to have that safe environment of growth. I want to give speeches. I want to have powerful people come in. I want to have healthy nutrition around the resort and create that environment. Well, my hero is Tony Robbins, and I'm not Tony Robbins. And if I compare myself to Tony Robbins, I'm going to feel this gap of I'm not enough, I'm not good enough, I'm never going to be as good as him. And that sucks. And that makes me feel sad because I look up to the guy. I want to be just like him. I want to grow. I want to help people. I want to do this. I want to really get people over the hump. However, that's also, he's been doing this shit for 50 years and been damn good at it the whole time, and just consistent action. For me to compare myself to him, then there's going to be a gap. What we need to do is continue to compare ourselves to ourselves. So I want, as we're listening to this show, sitting back and comparing, thinking in your own seat, comparing yourself to yesterday. Are you getting better? Are you in alignment with your values? Where is this ship heading? Am I okay with that? Am I happy about the things am I in a state of appreciation? Am I practicing forgiveness? Am I enough? A lot of the stuff in the coaching, you're like, oh, Tanner, that is so cheesy. But however, this is the path to getting that awareness and clarity on what it is that we want and need to be doing. So that gap versus the gain introduction. Let's keep going through the notes. We talked about measuring ourselves to the present and the past. Don't measure yourself to the future or an ideal. What would be another good example of that? So you go to a seminar or you're listening to some of these shows and you're getting these tips and these tricks and these ideas to try and implement to make a better version of yourself. So you create this ideal day. You create this rock star routine. If I just do this, I'm going to achieve the world. I'm going to get there. And we're focusing too much on the there and not on the present moment of what's really going on here. Dropping that T off of the word there, getting here, and making that ideal day. And then say if you put on there 100 sales calls and you only made 10 calls. You didn't make 100, you only made 10. And you focus on that 90 calls that you didn't make, I promise you'll feel like shit. But if you focus on that 10 calls you did make and you go through the classic coaching reflection, what did I do well on those calls? What didn't I do well on those calls? And what can I do differently next time? And then you do it again the next day. And instead of 10 calls, you make 15 calls. And then you do it again. What did I do well? What didn't I do well? And what can I do differently next time? And then you see that progress and you compare that number 10 to that number 15. You're like, damn, that only took me a couple more minutes. I'm making some progress. Hell yeah. Yes, sir. Feeling pretty good about that. So continuing to pick and choose, and it's not a race. It is a race, but it's just, we're the only ones in it. So many people, like what you have going on is not what I got going on. So there's no good to compare what, say, you have compared to Tony Robbins and what he's got going on. Running around in private jets, doing all that crazy shit. There's no good in comparing that. You can model it. I learn from him. I take notes from him. I learn from Dan Sullivan, who has a massive company that makes a shitload of money. I can model these people. I can make content off of them. I can grow from them, but I'm not going to compare myself to them because we're different. And that's okay. We wouldn't want everyone to be the same anyway. So it's almost to our benefit, right? So going off of that, comparing ourselves to ourselves, measuring off of the present and the past, and continuing to focus on the progression and the gains that we've been making over time. Thinking how far we come. Oh, this is a good one. They talk about needs and wants. And I'll wrap up today's show, Fantastic Friday, with this. And there's obsessive, gosh dang it, what is the term? I had it down. Obsessive passions, and then there's struggling. Okay, I've made a lot of videos today. Excuse me. Harmonious, right? There are obsessive passions where we feel like we need something. I need to do this. I need to get this done. And then there are harmonious passions when you want to do something and it's something I get to do, following that language thing. So in the book, they talked about a quarterback, and he's talking about how I don't really need football to be happy. I can do other things and I get to do other things, and I'd still be a full, fulfilling person. So not tying things to obsessions is very so closely related to addiction. Like I can't function without it, such as I couldn't function without the big house. I can't function without making all of these sales. I can't be present and I can't be a good person if I don't have these things that are outside of me. Versus harmonious passion, and it's like you can be 100% committed to something and not be addicted to it or need it. And there are boundaries with it, and there's a mindset with it, and there is maintenance with it. And we need to continue to address these things. So when it comes to our passions, when it comes to working towards it, I'm all about passion and I'm all about working towards our goals. But there's balance in everything. There's work in everything, maintenance, everything, like we were just talking about. So think of the things, your passions, what it is that you want to do versus the thought of, I need to do this. I need to get this done. This needs to happen in order for me to be happy. And then we come full circle back. Happiness is not a pursuit. Happiness is presence right here. I'm happy that I get to just look into this damn camera and make cool videos and just talk about life and figuring my shit out. I'd be lying if I said I knew how to do everything. Bullshit. That'd be a lie. And as earlier in this week, and we were looking at our mistakes, we're here to tell the truth. And we're here to improve ourselves, and we're here to forgive ourselves, make progress, focus on the gains, not be so stuck in the gap of there and not here. The more we can be here and the more we can focus on the progress, the more positive emotions we're going to feel. The more positive emotions, the higher energy levels. The higher energy levels, the easier it is to take actions, to put together plans, to organize, to delegate, and do all the things that are necessary to have true success. Earlier in this week as well, we had talked, that would have been last week. I recorded these episodes. We talked about Maslow's hierarchy of needs and kind of fulfilling what it is that those basic needs as we work up the ladder to kind of reach our full potential. So ask yourself, where am I measuring? What am I measuring it off of? Is happiness one of my values? Is it something that I've been working on? Is it something I'm gaining ground towards in the gains? Sit down, reflect about it on this Friday. Let's be happy this Friday. It's 5:30 in the damn morning and we're getting up and we're learning. We're doing good stuff. This is good. Like, good job. This is cool. Like, let's keep it rolling. You're more than enough. You are loved. If you need to hear that, and go give someone a hug. You can do this heart-to-heart thing. Left arm over, right arm underneath, engage, heart-to-heart hug. Who doesn't love a damn good hug every now and again? And like, yeah, you're grumpy. You haven't been hugged in months. So maybe you need to just pause, smile a little bit, laugh a little bit, give a hug. Let's be happy, because remember, happiness is not a pursuit. It can be right here. It can be right now. And that is all we truly need. So cheers to that. We're going to leave off of that, giving those hugs, giving those smiles, understanding all the progress and appreciation, forgiveness that we've been able to embody and embark on this week. Great job, everybody. I really appreciate you tuning in, sharing. If you thought this was a powerful message and you got any benefit from it, please share it with friends, family, coworkers. Let's start sharing information that is helpful, beneficial to us to become the very best version of ourselves. And if you need help with this, you can always go to talktotanner.com, set up a free session. Always down to chat about it and have some fun. Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful, wonderful Friday. Give out those hugs, share those smiles, and let's keep kicking ass and have an amazing weekend. Enjoy the weekend. Have a whole bunch of fun. And I will be seeing you all Monday morning back live in good old the Midwest. Yeah, I'll be there for a couple days and then I fly back out. Yeah. Either way, we'll be back 5:30 a.m. on Monday morning. Continue to crush it, getting after it. If you're still in bed, come on. It's Friday. Let's finish up this week strong. We got this. Cheers, friends. Have a good one. Until next time.